I don't know.
I've been there.
That's my opinion.
I've been there with literally just 2 ad accounts early in my Facebook career, which is like mid 2019, or later 2019, where I literally just had 2 accounts spending 2K a day total. And I remember like being a day trader in the ad account all day,
Oh yeah,
7-8 hours. Now I spend 15K a day in just one account, and I spend 15 minutes a day inside of that account. Jump in, make a few tweaks. That is it.
there you
And
go.
the rest of the time is on ads that lift the business forward. And that's where I want to touch next is, okay, cool. Broad targeting may have not worked with your existing ads, but then you start building new ads and testing them against broad until you find that winner that, takes your business forward. That's also the biggest thing too, that I feel like a lot of people are not seeing as well.
Yeah, like if your ads that you tested against retargeting or an interest group work there, great. Like, so you're the best bicycle rider as long as it's downhill with training wheels on. Awesome. If you can start to run dynamic creatives at broad, they might work, they might not. But if every couple of weeks it continues to seem to get better and better, if you get 2% better a week with your dynamic creatives against broad, over the course of a year, you're going to get 3 times as good, right? That's 2% a week over 50 iterations. My point to that is saying that maybe it's not working right now, but if you continue to invest in it, it's probably better than the worst option you have. So if you start to remove, if you think of it as cost averaging with your investment portfolio, and dynamic creative at broad is 9th out of 12 options, well, it's better than 3. So give it the budget of 12, 11, and 10, and it'll get better. Now maybe it's the 7th out of 9 options. Let it start to gobble up everything else. It's not going to be better on day 1, but give it a couple of months, and the best day you've ever had will be the worst day that you face when times are super dark. And that's what you have to think about is business is not about turnkey solutions that work and scale immediately. It's about investing in long-term relationships and scalable solutions. And none of that stuff is an overnight success. It takes an investment. And if you're not willing to make that investment, then understand that you are going down this flywheel that ultimately you're going to have to work a little bit harder to get better. You're going to have to do a little bit worse because your costs are going to continue to rise because you're disrespecting the algorithm, so you're going to continue raising your CPMs. By the way, for those of you that haven't seen your CPMs drop in the last 2 years, you're doing Facebook wrong. If your CPMs continue to rise, you continue to work a little bit harder, eventually you're going to get priced out of the market, which is what Facebook is doing. Basically, they're saying, you're disrespecting our customers and our business model, so we're going to just tax you a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, till eventually you can't play because we know somebody that's doing a better job will gladly come in and do it. So that's the way that I think about it, at least. And I used to be I would get a Trenti cold brew, no ice, put on some headphones, and I can, by force of will, produce another 10 to 20,000 in revenue that day. But I had to do it every single day. And if I took a day off, the business felt a 30, 40K hit in revenue. Like, you can't run a business like that. You can't scale a business like that. You can't achieve dreams where it means that your best employee has to give you A+ work every waking moment of every single day. It's just impossible. Plus, the machine's going to be better than you anyway. So you might as well just embrace making an automated factory. Henry Ford figured this out over 100 years ago. Just do that. It's a lot easier. And you make more money.
Yeah, you spend a lot less time in the ad account. And that's, a lot of people are like, well, I don't mind it for the money. But yeah, you do that for a year and then your business barely moved forward and you realize you wasted a year when you could just jump in, embrace this now, and, tremendously change the trajectory of your business, which is huge. And I'm curious too, because I know we're going to get into the end of this, but just for the people that are kind of questioning, like, you know, your setup, and you said you run one campaign. What does that one campaign look like?
It looks like this.
There's no one in
This is
no
how you
one
make
right
them. This,
now that could show their whole ad account structure on a post-it note.
yeah, this is how I spend $1 million a month on Facebook. One ad set that has your best post IDs. 1 to 2 dynamic creatives whose sole job is to produce ad sets that cost average to improve the efficiency of that winners. When you improve your efficiency, let's do some quick math. If your goal is to get to a $50 cost per, and you get it down to a $45 cost per, you could immediately invest 10% more at a complete loss with no additional revenue. And you're still better than your target. Now, odds are you're not going to see no additional revenue. Right? Maybe you increase it by 10 and it goes to like $46. Great, do it again. Maybe it goes to like 47. Great, do it again. Maybe it goes to like 48. You let it sit, it gets a little bit smarter, it starts to work its way back down to 46, 47. It's about profitable scaling margin. Understand, beat your objective, and then invest into the margin and put some of that money in your back pocket so that ultimately I look at growing a business with what I call a total loss investment. How much money can I dump into this with zero earnings and I'm still okay? Because even if I get nothing attributed to a Facebook sale, my search volume is going to go up. I'm going to get more people signing up for an email list. And if you can't make money on the back of that, you probably shouldn't be in business anyway. And so, yeah, that's all you need. How long should you be running the tests for? Until they're done. Do you think the Gregorian calendar has any impact on how mathematics work for the scientific method? Do you think Isaac Newton or Madame Curie running the scientific method gave a damn about how Romans wanted to account for the rising and the setting of the sun? No, doesn't matter. I launch my test once a week. I don't care. Is it done? I don't know. Well, then it shouldn't be over. And the way you know that your test is over is the result predictable? Can you say, I know for a fact I'm going to end here? If the answer is no, well, then the test isn't finished. You have no confidence. So ultimately, it's about setting yourself up to make binary high confidence decision. Is it better? Yes or no? If the answer is I don't know, well, then your test isn't over. And when the answer is yes, great. Put it into your winners campaign. Get rid of the worst option. Cost average down. And you run that process over and over again. It's going to be really hard to be unsuccessful when every week you're getting a little bit better. Like, if that doesn't help you, I don't know what to say. Like, then Facebook's done its job. And when you focus that on one offer and you do something very well, you're gonna be it's extremely difficult to be unsuccessful. Like, at that point, you are only working on amplifying the part of the business model that can handle scale and is already working. That's money in the bank. That's just easy peasy, rinse, wash, repeat, scale another business. Like, that stuff is, when you get it down to that simple, like I said, I got it on a sticky note. I got my entire account structure down on what is effectively a not very elaborate Etch-a-Sketch. If it's more complicated than that, you're probably doing it wrong. My golden rule is, if your solution to the problem is to make things more complicated, it's the wrong solution. That's true about 98% of the time. There's every now and again, you got to be more complicated. It's not a goal. It's not perfect.
That is good though, because simplicity scales. That's my biggest thing. And our old account structure, we can never really go after 3-4 clients without having to have multiple media buyers at our agency or something like that, just simply because it's so fucking, it's so like complicated to the point where like it takes a lot of time. When you have a very simple ad account structure, one, you're also going to see more consistency with Facebook, which is also the biggest thing we noticed. You know, we don't have to be in the account every day, and you know, with huge ups and downs in the account, we have a pretty consistent flow of results on a daily basis. And then two, yeah, it's simple. It's literally anyone. We can hire someone really quickly, teach them it, and they can immediately implement it in that sense right there. And then we also focus on what you can control, which is exactly goes back to your dynamic creative test and everything, and building better ads that move the business forward on a weekly basis. And I know for you can attest to this as well, that usually when you hit huge breakthroughs and spend is due to a better ad as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Like part of that 2 million to 1.2 million was investing in consumer psychology, and working on our business flow, and resulted in an ad that spent $2 million. And I've shown that ad. I've broken it down. Dara Denny did like a dive into it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and she was like, submit me your ads. And I did it. And I was like, here's the receipts. Here's a screenshot of the thing. And she's like, okay, Charlie, bring in the heat. Let's check it out. And by the end, she's like, okay, this is, wow. And this is good. I like it. And I would say, if you're going to invest your time and energy, spend it working with someone like Sarah Levinger on your consumer psychology, or Glenn Rudin on brand positioning. That's going to move the needle 1,000x more than an audience or bidding model ever will. And it'll do so in a sustainable fashion that will create long-term cash flow and growth. Otherwise, you're playing the lottery. And you might get lucky today, but if you've ever gone to Vegas and hung out at the craps table, eventually you're going to leave broke.
Yeah.
Like you can't win. Like you don't just make more money the longer you sit at the table. That's not how it works. Like hold'em, no limit hold'em poker, sure. If you're better than somebody, you're going to win. But it's roulette, right? No matter what you do, there's still those 2 green spots that are going to screw you over on the numbers at large. And like, you're not going to be able to account for it. You can't, the house will win. So you got to figure out how to be the casino. And that's my biggest effort, is like, I'd rather own the tables and just take all of the money than try to get rich a couple days here, a couple days there, and eventually lose it all trying to get rich on the next day, because you will lose.
Yeah, no, I think that's the biggest takeaway from this is, yeah, it's I've talked to a lot of people that follow this channel come from dropshipping backgrounds, and that's a whole nother video right there.
Sure.
We can go along and talk about that, but it's like, hey, well, Nick, what if I just find one product, one creative, and one interest group that works well? I could just scale it up over the next like 3 months. I'm like, cool, but that's a 3-month business. Do you want to build a 3-month business, or a 3 to 5 year business, or even 30 to 50 year business? 2 complete different foundations you want to build on, and how long and how wealthy you want to achieve.
Yeah,
right there as well.
And by the way, if you're in the dropshipping world, my number one piece of advice to you is product testing your emails for vertically integrated products, and then build LTV off of your customers. I can't tell you how many business, I mean, that's basically building a brand, right? I've done it with, like, back in the day, it was a stress cat. It was called squishycats.com. I think the site is still up. I got out of that business forever ago. But it was a phone case. And then we used emails to see what other cat-related phone accessory people might want to buy. One of them is a Smash. What do? We took that revenue from the Smash, dropped half of it into Facebook ads to try to sell that product. Eventually broke even on that second product. And then it became the next thing. And then we did product testing in the emails for those buyers. What are they going to buy next? We sold to the same people 3, 4, 5 times. And every time it was a vertically integrated phone accessory cat-related product. And we built a brand that was just purely drop shipped. And all we did, our Facebook ad dollars came from 50% of revenue from email product testing. And we didn't have to buy anything. We didn't spend a single dollar testing products, none of it. And for that matter, big shout out to Liquid Death's amazing print on demand and drop shipping model. I love them.
They did amazing.
Like, you buy one, like you go to their website and sign up, and you're now on their like print on demand store, which is crazy. Like every day I get an email of like, this is a fun shirt or this is a fun thing. And it takes like 4 weeks to get there. I forget about it. It shows up. I'm like, this is awesome. But they're the best print on demand business I know right now. And I'll like the fact that we're talking about a canned water company running the best drop ship like print on demand business is wild, but it tells you just how smart they are.
They know their audience very well.
Yeah, and I love that nobody knows who's behind that business too. Like nobody's coming out like, I'm the CMO of Liquid Death. No, like that doesn't exist on Twitter. That person is not talking in public, which I think only amplifies the cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that guy come out. That'll be interesting to hear a little bit more about him. I'm sure he'll be on an Ed Milet interview soon.
Oh yeah.
So, well, cool, Charlie. Well, look, man, we're running out of time. I think this was definitely gave our audience a lot more to learn a little bit more about broad targeting as well. Got to learn a little more about you as well too. And they've probably been, I know we see people in the comments below my videos. They're like, hey man, just start following Charlie, thank you. And then like another person, who's Charlie? So guys, this is Charlie. Definitely want to give him a follow. What social media platforms people should follow you on?
Anyone you're at, I'm putting content there several times a day. It's at CT the Disruptor on on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you're there, I'm there. If you don't see me there, let me know, and I'll make sure to spam it several times a day with content better than other people are selling. And it'll all be free. If you want to know what the people that are going to sell you the people that sell you advice right now, if you want to know what they're going to sell you in 3 years, you can follow me for free today. That's my cocky statement. That is my like whatever. I'll throw the London broil on the countertop. But that's been right since about 2017. Going back to Tim Bird's Cloud CBO, which was just basically my bucket-based CBO case study before the development of the Power Five. This is 2018 maybe. That's generally I'm a couple years ahead. And I love that everybody's embracing broad, because I got made fun of from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Now most people are like, this broad thing seems to be working out. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's starting to work. I'm like, let's do things the right way. You'll be all right. Give me a follow. I love it. If you have any things you'd like to know or like make me talk about, let me know. I make a ton of content, so I'm always up for more ideas and collaborations and just suggestions, man. Sometimes the well runs dry. I'll gladly take some ideas. I got some fun new TikTok ideas that I'm going to try out just to see if people dig the content. And just try to be entertaining and then sneak in good advice while I'm there. We'll see. I'm starting to do, like, I did one that was like this. It blew up on YouTube Shorts. It did all right on TikTok. But I'm noticing all these, like, thirst trap girl videos. So I'm starting to just kind of like mock the girl thirst trap like audio with me like pretending to take my shirt up and going like and then like giving just a bunch of good advice, and that is blowing up. I don't know, like I'm just trying to have fun with it, and thank you very much, Nick. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for all of the very nice kind words that you dropped in along the way. It's ultimately my focus is to help people be more successful. I don't run an agency anymore. I do teach. I do have things. You can check it out. Disruptor School, FacebookDisruptor.com, Facebook Ads MBA program, all that fun stuff. But I think that you shouldn't trust any stranger on the internet at all. But if you're noticing all the people that you take the advice from all seem to quote the same person, maybe start following what that person has to say. And you can skip the line a little bit. And then hire these other, you'll know who to hire to help you, because they know that you're there and you guys are aligned in how you feel. And hey, just more money in the pockets of folks, more confidence and freedom, more smiles on people's faces. That's a good day for me. Absolutely, man. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on board. I know everyone took massive value from this video. Guys, if you have questions, drop in the comments below. Also too,
hit him up on Twitter as well too. I know he's pretty active as well on Twitter as well too. So feel free to reach out to him on there as well. But yeah, Charlie, thank you again for coming on board, and really appreciate your time today, man.
Thank you, man. I'm excited. This was great. And yeah, this will be until next time. And blow up the comments. Like, I'd love to do a mailbag show of all your followers, and just like, Tim in Arkansas says this, Lisa in Pacoima needs an answer to this question. You know,
Hammer the comments
Stacy in
below.
Albuquerque, and all I know about Albuquerque is that Bugs Bunny should have taken a left there. So like, teach me something too. We'll have a good time.
Hey guys, drop a bunch of comments below, and then yeah, maybe we can do a part 3, part 2 for my part 1 for my channel, but we've already done a video together on Charlie's Twitter as well. But yeah, we can do kind of a part 3 to this with everyone's comments below. Y'all just hammer them below, and